Children of all ages, ALR is back here in ALR Gold for round 15, the Qatar Grand Prix. I've just realised that the title of the stream does not include the round 15, but it is round 15, the penultimate event of the season, and we are back in the desert, back in the Middle East for the Qatar Grand Prix. Now you probably are detecting potentially a different accent in the commentary box this evening. I am Luke. I will be filling in for Sean for tonight, although at the moment he'll be back for the season finale in Abu Dhabi next weekend. We'll also be trying to keep spoilers for the F1 real life race to a minimum. I can't guarantee that it'll be completely devoid of spoilers, but you know, I'm going to try my best not to spoil the end of the race, which is why we are a little bit later going into the race this evening, because obviously we've just had the IRL Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Hello Young Lights and hello Equaza, never know how to say your names, apologies. I am not sure and I don't have his level of experience or competency yet in the ALR comms box, but we are here, and shock horror, it is looking dry for qualifying, being in the middle of the desert. I don't think we're going to get any rain anytime soon, which I guess is a bit of a shame. You want that little bit of seasonal sprinkling of excitement here in Qatar. Obviously, Qatar, new track to the F1 calendar. It is only the second game this track has ever been on. Very much remodelled and redone after last year's game. Not quite as rough on the tyres or the curves as it was, and we already have a few cars heading out onto the circuit. It looked like an Alpine was heading out first. Who is it? It is Equaz coming out of the pit lane into Losail. I do like this track. It is sort of like a faster Hungary, in my opinion. Just a slightly more, slightly faster Hungary. So, sorry, respond to someone. Apologies for the typing note in the background. Right, there we go. Cool. Sorry, someone pinged me to say to give me a warning to join the lobby. I'm not racing tonight. I'm commentating this, so you should all be thankful that I give up my budding leaguing career to race and commentate for you all. Yes, good luck, good luck, Gold, and hello Knowsley, hello Ginger Age. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully, the sound is all working as should be. So Equaz will be the first car to hit the track in a very nice, I must say, yellow and orange helmet. I do really like that helmet. You can't see it with my onboard camera, but it does look nice. It's very nice in the Alpine. Also, I do apologise for my onboard shots. I do use some very interesting camera angles when I race, so the chances are you're not going to see the head of the driver. So we will get this underway. Equaza is going to be the first one out, first one to set a lap, and we'll ride on board with him as he rounds the final corner of this 17. Is that how many corners does this track have? It's 16 corners. I was close. Blasting down the start-finish straight across the start-finish line, there is a V-carb coming out of the pit lane. He's keeping very much to the left as Equaz throws it into turn one. You've got to have balls of steel. Hope the tyres are in the right operating window. Not too much cover on the outside, immediately moving to the right-hand side of the track before the long left-hander of two. Up and round three towards four, which is a double apex quick corner. You really want to nail this of turn four to make five. Right, five opens up. He lifts off a bit of a safety lift. Obviously, it is only a banker lap, and the first lap of the session, it will be a very green track. Uses all the exit curve of six, the slowest corner on the track, and then into seven, a long right-hander that just sort of falls away a bit, as does the track as you come through the sweeps of 8 and 9. These are flat corners, not really an issue in a modern F1 car, into 10, where you want to try and get the throttle going as quickly as possible. The car wants to understeer and push you wide. No issues for Equaz on this lap so far. Across the sector 2 split, final sets to go, and it is a fun one. You have the four right-handers of 12, 13 and 14. I guess that makes 3, not 4, into the penultimate corner of 15, which will not be flat, or will it? He does get it flat, so we will be flat through that corner for the duration of the session into 16. Tyres are screaming a bit here, but he keeps it nice and clean. It has been a very neat lap from the Alpine, and it's going to be a 21-1 to set us off for this evening. Very good lap there from the Alpine. Next across the line, I think, is a Red Bull of Keza. No, it was not Keza, it was someone else, but Keza will be the next one to set or finish the lap. Up to the line for Keza, it will be a 21-7, so 6/10 off the Alpine. We have the, who's next across the line? It's going to be Coop up next in the McLaren. What can Coop do? He's going to be the slowest of the lot with a 22.6 a long way to go in this session, so I wouldn't be worrying too much. I think it's Mumford. Yes, Mumford is next, as we have, who was that all the way? That is Flippy. No, it's not, is it? Yes, it is. So Flippy, who is currently the championship, not elect, he does have a bit of a fight in his hands, but the favourite for the championship in ALR Silver, tomorrow's race. He is reserving tonight in the house to make sure that we have a full as good as possible. So Flippy, that's why he's up here, probably also getting used to his new home, considering he will be promoted to gold for next season, and that rear of the house did not look too comfortable through there, but it looks all good for him so far. Now, we do have a championship potentially to be decided tonight. The Gold Constructors, of course, a very important championship. Sam Swift Ninja has wrapped up the Drivers' Championship. He did so last a couple of weeks ago now. So there is no real Drivers' Championship fight, but the Constructors is potentially going to fall Kick Sauber's way. Of course, being a Kick Sauber driver, no biases here, but Kick Sauber basically just needs to score points. I don't know the exact number, but they just need to score points, and they will win the Constructors' Championship tonight here in Qatar, and Abu Dhabi next week. We can have a fun, relaxed game where we can just enjoy the fact that we've all survived F1 24, and we hope and pray that F1 25 can be better. Sticking it with Flippy as he comes around the final corner. It's been a good lap from the Haas driver. What can he do? Up to the line. 21-1. He does pip Equaz to the line to take provisional pole. His teammate crosses the line and can't quite emulate that. It's 21-9 for Mumford. Next across the line looks like a V-carb. It's not a V-carb. Why do I think every car is a V-carb? It is... No, it's not Chappers. It was... Who was that? It was Knowsley, but it is Chappers now. Chappers, a fan favourite here in ALR Gold. Up to the line. He goes P6 with a 21-8. So some good laps, strong laps here from the Gold group in what is, as I said, the penultimate race of the championship. Can you believe it? We've nearly finished this season. Legend up to the line, P6 for himself. He displaces Chappers by 2 milliseconds, so already tight margins in the first banker runs. Next up the line is an Aston Martin. It's not a Vessier, it is your Young Lights who has dived into the pits. Now we have the Kick Sauber of Sam Swift Ninja, our world champion, the first 3-time champion for this in ALR history. He's immortal up to the line in the Alpine. I missed that at 20.6, half a second clear of Flippy, but we will stick with Sam Swift Ninja, our world champion, a very well-deserved champion. He has been the cream of the crop this entire season. No one can fault him for his performance. Can anyone stop him? That will be the real question. But very well done to Sam Swift Ninja, a 3-time ALR champion. Unfortunately, we don't have like a diamond tier because we can't kick him up any higher, but he does well deserve this championship. And we'll wait and see if F1 25 could potentially dislodge his grasp on the series, but obviously seems pretty unlikely from what I've heard. F1 25 has a very similar handling characteristics to F1 24, so if anything, it could be another couple of seasons of domination for the, well, I say Kick Sauber. He will not be in the Kick Sauber next season, but he has done an excellent job. Evening, both to you, Chop Shop and Mushroom. We can always count on Mushroom to be in the chat here as we finish the lap here with Sam Swift Ninja. Penultimate corner coming up, then just after that is the DRS detection. It is that line there, and then the final corner. He's been a little bit low on battery, but he'll replenish a little bit coming around the final corner and up to the line. Quite a short run to the line. It is going to be a 21 flat from Sam Swift Ninja, second place from the guy that doesn't normally shine in qualifying. That is a very encouraging run for him. Just a 10th clear of Flippy. I do love that name. It does make me laugh. Who we have next? I think that is just a slow going Chappers. No, it's someone else. Why are there so many cards blue? I'm so glad that the RBs are changing to white for next season. Too many blue cards, if you ask me. Jay Hings in the V carb goes 12th with a 22-1. Nick Andish goes 5th, just ahead of his teammate of where is the other Red Bull? The other Red Bull is 8th of Keza. So Red Bull's in 5th and 8th. So that is a strong showing from the Red Bull team. Pens tonight, says Mushroom. I'm inclined to agree because this track is very easy to get warnings and penalties. So Jinnah, who races in in bronze, is going to have a fun time as well. Jinnah, he does like to pick up track limit penalties. So yeah, that's gonna be fun for him. We've had Vessier across the line into P16. We have the other Kick Sauber of Cam, who was in 8th. He's been displaced to 9th as Menace goes up to 7th. We have a McLaren across the line of Coupe, who's already set a lap time on the board of a 22.6, currently the slowest of the field, and Chazza, who's also on a lap with the number 12 of Kimi Antonelli, which of course he will not be able to use next season once that number goes, as well as some others. Number 5 goes, of course, as Sebastian Vettel's old number, and as my missus is so thrilled about, number 30 will also be taken from the rostrum, as he is the number of Liam Lawson. So Cheza has apparently set a purple sector too. I don't quite believe that, but you know, we will we'll wait and see if he is indeed on course for provisional pole. Of course, only provisional. We are only halfway through the session, as that was the Red Bull of Keza improving up to 6th, so it's going to be an all Red Bull third row at the moment as things stand. Keza up to the line. What can he do? It's a 21-3. He splits the Red Bulls. It's no longer an all Red Bull third row. It is now a Red Bull Mercedes third row. So very good job there from the Mercedes. We have Brabbitt. He's the last driver not yet to set a lap, but he is out on track. So we will have all 20 drivers setting lap times. Ginger Race still holds a record of 47. Jesus. I don't know. I think Jenna might be able to change that on Tuesday. As my missus is in the chat, she does love to support me. I think she's supporting me. We'll find out after, I am sure. Apologies if you can hear her in the background. The benefits of being a student is that you have one room. That's about as big as your accommodation gets. So yeah, apologies about that, but she is a good sport about it. So we will wait and see. But Brabbitt is the final driver to start his flying lap. What can the McLaren driver do? Keeping as far to the left as possible. He's been watching a bit of F1 esports to make sure that he can maximise his run into turn 1. We're right on board for him with this lap. You can all deal with my shoddy ass camera angles. Into 1, doesn't use too much cover on the outside, immediately moves right for the long of 2, where you just want to get on the throttle as quickly as possible. Very nicely done, keeping right, cutting a little bit of 3, but well within track limits, no issues there. Into the double apex 4, 5, through 5, keeping as wide as possible. He does lift a bit through 6, you can take that corner flat if you angle it correctly. Into the slowest corner of the track, turn 6, then up to the long right-hander of 7. He's going to try and get on the throttle as early as possible, and then the track will sweep left, sweep right, drop away from you a bit, and then into the infamous turn 10, where you want to try and keep as far left as possible, but the car tries to understeer you wide. Turn 10 is technically a corner that is just the exit of 9, and now into 11, flat through here. This is all flat in the dry, in an F1 car, flat through here. He's going to go flat round here. Oh yeah, I think he did just about keep it flat to the floor. Into 15, oh, that was a bit too greedy, and he has invalidated. Unfortunate there for Brabbitt, but that was looking very nice until that point. Round the long right-hander, up the line. He will finish the lap, so he has a delta to go off. It would have been a 21.3, which would have been good enough for P6. So unfortunate for Brabbitt, but he does have a reference point now, and a good lap from the McLaren driver, so we are still waiting for a final lap time to be put on the board, and that is what we mean by pens, because that is what you will get, as we have the Red Bull of Candish. He's starting a lap, got a Williams on the inside, keeping it well out of the way. He's got an Aston Martin up the road who's not on a lap, so hopefully Aston Martin will get out of his way after turn 2. We also have Flippy who has invalidated, so Flippy coming a proper to the track limits. So there will be a lot of track limit penalties to watch out for in both qualifying and of course the race. Does he go flat through turn 5? He does. There you go, you can do turn 5 flat. And he's rewarded with a 10.5 up on his previous sector, which would vault him up to 3rd ahead of Flippy. So this just goes to show you how important it is. The lines that you take around this track are absolutely critical, because if you get it just right, it can really benefit you for the next corner. If you don't, it can really hinder you into turn 9, into turn 10, which is technically just that sort of round the outside, or sorry, 11, which is just sort of the little bit that you just go round. I don't know. F1 has weird corners. He's up by nearly 2.5 tenths. He's found another 10th in the middle sector. Very close to track limits there. He kept that on the white line just about. And now into the penultimate corner. He's got Williams up the road, who shouldn't be a factor. If anything, he might get a little bit of a toe off them. Round the long right-hander of the final corner. Up to the line for the Red Bull. It's been a decent lap. Can it get him on the front row or higher? It is the front row. He's the second driver to penetrate the 21s. He's a 20.9. So that is very strong from the Red Bull. We have 4 different teams in the top 4. And then Equaz in the other Alpine has to ruin it by being 5th, but that is very strong for the Alpine team, who are obviously trying to end the season on a high before next season. And no, before people ask, I don't know when next season starts. I just know it's going to start in F1 25, and I'm probably going to be in silver, which is going to be a laugh. And if you don't like my commentating, folks, this will be a spoiler. I don't know if I'm allowed to leak this to the world. I may be getting actively involved on a more permanent basis in the ALR community in terms of commentating. So if you don't like my voice, then that is just, well, that's just A, rude, and B, tough luck. But I can guarantee you it may not be forever, as I may be moving on in the world to places unknown. Well, I know where I'm going, but people might not know. But that is beside the point. We don't have many people on track. Mumford has invalidated. Hings is on an in-lap, and Cam is on an outlap. You have a couple of drivers with 2 Kick-Saubers on an outlap. So Cam is ahead of his teammate. Cam, I think, if you look back on the season, I think Cam may be a bit disappointed. It is, if you look at the difference in points, his teammate is champion, and Cam is, I think, on 23 points. So, bit of a disappointing season from Cam, but, you know, this is the last season on this game. Maybe 25 can be more rewarding, but Cam is going to push now. He has invalidated his outlap, but who gives a hoot about that, because we are back underway. DRS open, the slot gap in the rear wing opens. That disgustingly green Kick-Sauber, which I can call disgusting because I do drive it on a weekly basis, up to turn 1. Nice and gently into turn 1. What's he like on the exit? Not too much curb on the exit. I thought more people would be using the curb at the exit of 1, but not too bad. Slightly misses the apex of 2. Doesn't quite take as much curb as he could have done, but that's not going to hammer him too badly. Double apex 4-5. You can go keep as wide as possible. Yeah, that is the line you want to take. He's also saying in 5th gear, revving the engine to no tomorrow. And he's up by just about a 10th, which would vault him more or less ahead of the V-carb of Hings. So a bit of improvement so far for Cam. Into the long right-hander. I do like this track. I know that it's not great for IRL racing, but this track is a lot of fun to drive. It is a driver's track through and through, into the long left-hander of 10, and then this is 11. That's what the curbing is on the left. Don't know how that counts as a corner, but we will accept the FIA for now. He is apparently perfect in sector 2. He's up by 4/10, so this is a very strong second lap from Cam. This could vault him into the bottom half of the top 10 if he can keep up. 2 corners to go. Not too greedy on the inside curb, not too greedy on the outside curb. It did look like he had a bit of mid-corner understeer that could have vaulted him wide, as we have a lot of people on their outlaps. They're all coming out now onto the track. Cam, can he find his way into the top 10? He can! P6, what a lap from New Zealand Cam. I have just been slagging him off, and he's responded with P6. So there we go, I have done a reverse commentator curse on him. You too can be reverse commentator cursed for the cheap fee of like 10 quid. Your boy needs money, even though I have a full-time job. It's always good to have the extra moolah. South Shift Ninja, just about to switch to him. He has gone to P2, literally a 10th off of AC Immortal. So Sam will not be starting on pole. He does not have time to go again. So that is going to be the best he can do, but that is still a stonking lap from the Kick-Sauber. Oh my god, yeah. I did think about starting the stream with a Sean impression, and then I thought, A, I can't do a Sean impression, and B, that might offend Sean. So I would rather not. As Equaz is getting out of the way of people, or warming up his tyres extremely. We'll find out which one's which in the longer run. Anyone on a lap? Jody Boxtail, he's on a lap, he's finishing a lap. He's going to come up to the line. Can he make his way into the top 10? P8, so it's an all-Ferrari 4th row at the moment. But there are going to be a lot of laps starting, and maybe a couple ending. Kez is on a lap. Jay Hinge is on a lap, whereas Knowlesley. Yeah, I think everyone that's on an outlap is going to get it, and we have all 20 drivers on the track. So people, let's not get tripping over each other, because this is not exactly the longest track in the world. Hinge is going around the final corner, and he will begin his lap not too far behind the Red Bull of Nick. I'm calling him Nick. So that isn't too bad. Might even be getting a little bit of a cheeky slipstream, which will not turn out to be very useful for the rest of the lap, because dirty air can be bad. Now we look back, he will be the first to finish their final laps. That is an Aston Martin of Young Lights up to the line. He does not improve. He invalidated. Kaza, he's kind of matching what he's done in the middle sector, the final sector. He does improve to P11, 1 millisecond off Young Lights. Next, it is the light blue of an Alpine. It is not Equaz, it is AC Immortal, our provisional pole sitter. He is on pole by a 10th. Can he push it out of reach? Can he crush the hopes and dreams of the remaining 19 drivers up to the line? Can he improve? He does, to a 20.5. He pushes it out of reach. Then it is the two McLarens. Haas. That is Brabant P8 and Coupe P16. Then is another Aston Martin of... I've lost track of where I was. Ferrari of Mutter goes back to P8. The Haas of Mumford up to P13. The other Haas of Flippy. What can he do in his first race? P4. He goes up to 4th in the Haas car. First race reserving in of gold. We have a Mercedes of Menace, stays 14th. He validated. Red Bull across the line. There are not many people improving. We have Jordi Boxtel in the Ferrari. He is not on a push lap. There's not many people left. Jay Hings is up by 3/10. What can the Hings do? The Red Bull of Nick goes up to P2. Hings goes up to P16 or stays P16, and that, I think, is over. Keza has finished. Yes, he has. It is AC Immortal who has taken pole position on a 20.5. He is a 10th.5 clear of Nick, who himself is a 10th clear of Sam. 4 drivers in the 1 minute 20. Flippy, who is the favourite to win as a silver champion, is making it a mark in gold. He is going to be starting alongside the gold reigning champion, or the current champion. So that is ominous for him next season. Wow, that is very impressive. Young Like says he invalidated to the 21 flat, so that would have seen him P5. So close says Ethan. Equard says scraps. Mushroom tells him to get Flippy out of silver. I'm sure he will be next season. But there you go. AC Immortal is on pole. It is Nick in 2nd, Sam 3rd, Flippy is 4th, Keza 5th, Equard 6th, Cam is 7th, Uta 8th, Brabant 9th, Boxtel rounds out the top 10. Young Lights in 11th, Chazza 12th, Mumford 13th, Menace 14th, Chappers 15th, J Hing 16th, Legend 17th, Coupe 18th, Knowlesley is 19th, and Bessier rounds out the grid in 20th place. So that is your grid for the start of the Qatar Grand Prix. We know that Sam Swift Ninja qualifying is not his forte, but he is still 3rd. Can he climb his way through? This is not an easy track to overtake on, but we will wait and see. DRS trains will be the name of the game, because there's only 1 DRS point and you're not going to overtake anyone else. Obviously I am just streaming straight from my PlayStation, so I can't have all the fancy overlays, saying 3D prints, buy some 3D prints. But you should buy some 3D prints, because tracks are cool. And buy ALR merch. I have a green hoodie. I look like a walking bogey, but I love it nonetheless. So buy your ALR merch. It is summer, folks. You can get some nice ALR t-shirts. Celebrate the end of the season. Celebrate the end of F1 24. Be kind to yourself. Buy an ALR t-shirt or a phone case. Or if you're a weirdo, buy a beanie, even though it's like going to be summer. Although to be fair, it's a British summer, so I guess you could be validated in that choice. So yes, buy merch, support the stream, support everyone. I know you do. This is a fantastic community. But go on, buy yourself an ALR t-shirt. Walk around looking like a bogey like I do. I do love my ALR hoodie, even though I do look like a bogey. At least that's what my family says. I look like a bogey. But it has my name on the back. You can get your name on the back and your race number on the back. Gosh, isn't ALR just the best? And we are underway for the formation lap. Let's have a look. No, I don't want to enable that, just in case cheeky people are watching and they want to know how much ERS their guy ahead has. So we will look at the tyres. Immortal, the top 3. Immortal, Nick and Sam have gone medium. Flippy's the top of the hard runners, so he'll be slow at the start, and Keza's spun already. Keza, who has decided that he thinks that spinning on the formation lap is fun, has spun in 5th on those medium tyres. That is one way to warm them up. Equard is 6th, Cam 7th, Mutta 8th, Rabbit 9th, and Geordie 10th. So out of the top 10, one is on hards, everyone else is on mediums. Young Lights is on hards in 11th, same for the Mercedes of Chazza in 12th. Mumford on mediums in 13th, Menace and Chappers both on the hards. Hings, Legend and Coupe are on mediums, and Knowlesley and Bessier, that last row of the grid, round it out on the hard tyres. No soft tyres, because, ladies and gentlemen, a tip to those that are watching, and a tip potentially to my bronze rivals, the softs are genuinely a terrible tyre. They are at most tracks that you race on. This is a really terrible tyre. So yeah, I think you have to take Keza back. He span at turn 1 on the formation lap. So I guess he's getting out. Think of it like this, Mushroom. He's getting it out of the way now, and that is really all you really need to care about. He's getting it out of the way, so he doesn't do it again in the actual race. Or he might do it again in the actual race, and I might have cursed him, but we will wait and see. So we can expect a slow start from the hard runners, but they will become very quick and very fast. Though hard tyres, I think the hard to medium overlay is pretty quick-ish. Let me see if I can find my cheeky notes of data. Yeah, so the hards will pretty much take over from the mediums within probably about 5 or 6 laps, they will be the faster tyre to be on. But the hards can run incredibly long. 8 laps for the medium to hard crossover. The hards can run very long, so if there's no safety car, the medium runners could be in with a good chance. But if there's not, then it is going to be interesting. The hard runners have one job: they have to keep up with the medium runners. The medium runners have the opposite job, but they need to run away from the hard runners, because the hard runners will be quick and scary very early on in this race here at the Lusail International Circuit in Qatar. The last driver has disqualified himself from the grid. We've got this terrible camera angle. We have 4, we have 5 red lights, and we are underway in Lusail. It looks like a pretty equal start from the top 2. Soundswift Ninja has absolutely shot off the line. That's a better camera angle. Flippy has not. He is going backwards. That Haas is not going too quick. And up the inside for Soundswift Ninja. He has nearly taken the lead. Can he get the lead from the Alpine? It is neck and neck into turn 2. Immortal on the inside. Got to give some room to the Kicksauber. Kicksauber will now have the inside. They are lined astern. It is Soundswift Ninja who has taken the lead from the 3rd position on the grid. The 2 Red Bulls are 3rd and 4th. Equaz is 5th. Cam 6th. Brabbit 7th. Flippy has gone backwards, 4th to 8th in 1 lap. That's not going to be a record he will also see anytime soon. The rest of the top 10 are continuing to jockey, but we have all made it through in one piece. They're all going quite a few cars, a little bit of a 2x2 still as we head into Sector 2. But it looks like the race has calmed down. Soundswift Ninja does what he does best, taking the lead of the Lusail Grand Prix. Its merit has fallen down to last, which I'm pretty sure is where he was starting anyway. So there we go. So Flippy 4th to 8th. That is not going to be something he wants to repeat anytime soon. I'll get up the positions. There you go. Yeah, down 4 for the Haas driver, down 4 for Mutter. So the hard runners. There you go. You get a terrible start on the hard tyres. Can they alleviate that by doing better on the mediums? Flippy's got Geordie Boxtel, who's already all over his posterior as we start lap 2. DRS is now enabled, but it will not be used until the end of this lap, given the location of the detection and DRS point. Menace already in the pits. That has got to be for a front wing change, because you will not want to pit off those tyres that early, as Flippy gets overtaken by the fly of Geordie Boxtel. So the hard runners are just going backwards at the moment, which is not ideal for them, but it is ideal for the cars around them. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Immortal is keeping up with Soundswift Ninja. The gap is 4 tenths, hasn't gone really above 4 tenths this entire race, so it doesn't look like Soundswift Ninja is currently going to run away with it. As Young Lights also gets past Flippy. These guys are all brashing hard, so Flippy might have done well in qualifying, but he is struggling in the race. In fact, he's got his teammate of Mumford not too far behind him, so Flippy not being able to get these hard tyres up and running. Also get the hard on, as up the inside goes Young. Oh, that's a little bit of a push wide, and that could ease the door open for Mumford. Is Mumford, the 2 Hasses going side by side into a part of the track you do not want to go side by side through, but Mumford on the outside is not going to get through there. Backs off. Flippy is now down to 10th and is no longer the head of the hard runner train. So the hard runners have fallen off the back of Boxtel, so the top 8 have broken DRS. So we will wait and see what goes on there. So Boxtel is going to do it, and we're across the line. It is Immortal the fastest lap. Is he going to go for the move into turn 1? Doesn't look like it. Nope, he is derating at the end of the straight as we get a lovely helicopter cam over the top. Oh, closes in under braking. No moves done, but further down the field we have Flippy and Young Lights going side by side. The other Hasses, the Hasses are fighting each other here. Flippy is just going backwards at the moment, so not sure what's going on for him, as his teammate's trying to hold him on the outside. Crikey, giving him the same treatment that he got given by Young Lights. Are they going to be able to work out who's going to go ahead into 5? It is Mumford. He gets past his teammate, but these guys are 1.4 off the back of the DRS train, so these guys need to find a lot of pace if they want to cling on to the leader's DRS train. Boxtel is at risk of being dropped. He is 9 tenths off the back, so he could be potentially being dropped from this, so it could be a 7-horse train, but it is Immortal who is swimming all over the back of Soundswift Ninja. Has Soundswift Ninja needed to potentially save extra ERS to defend to get save some ERS? Did he have to use a lot of battery to defend from AC Immortal into turn 1? It is only lap 3, so you can afford to let your rival through. You can afford to work with them if you think you can break a gap, but it doesn't look like they can. Boxtel has not quite been dumped. Boxtel will keep with this train, at least on this lap, as they come down the start finish straight for lap 4 of the Qatar Grand Prix. Now we look back to Young Lights, who've got the Haas of Mumford. He swapped one Haas for another. He's going to see Haas's regardless of what he is wanting in his rearview mirror. So into turn 1, he goes up the inside, pretty easily done with the DRS. As Chappers gets past Vessier, Chappers up to 17th position. So the second Aston of Vessier down to 18th, but not a great showing from the Williams team so far in 17th and 19th. Menace clearly had gone for a different, harder tyre compound, because he had another set of hards. Oh no, he might have gone back into the pits, and I might have missed that. Yes, it looks like he did. That's why he's a minute off the back, and he's struggling with those cold hard tyres. So hards taking a while to warm up here. So this is going to potentially be people who are in silver and bronze, yours truly included, might be watching this, might be thinking maybe the hards aren't the best tyre to start on, but it could be a fluke. As with anything, this is a very different kettle of fish to what we will be or what I'll be racing in on Tuesday. And if Flippy is going to get promoted to gold, which he will do as part of the top 3 for next season, he might not be looking forward to next season. Might be a bit more of a difficult slog for him. Round the last corner, onto lap 5. This race is already flying by. Don't forget the hard to medium crossover is about 8 to 9 laps. So the medium tyres are still better, but ATM Model is going to go for it round the outside. Santos Ninja doesn't really put up much of a fight. No need to at this stage in the race. It is still early doors. Rabbit and New Zealand Cam are swapping positions. Rabbit up to 6th, Cam down to 7th, but a strong showing from the second Kicksabber of Cam. As things stand, Kicksabber will take the gold constructors. We already have won it in bronze, thanks to yours truly and Smithy. But it will be pretty much down to the Kicksabbers here in gold to continue the legacy. As I said, they basically just need to score points, and they're in the good, and they're currently in 2nd and 7th. So as things stand, Kicksabber will be your gold Season 12 Constructors Champions. So very well done. Keep Mrs. Drive Tuesday so he's had a chance. No, Mushroom, my Mrs. will not be driving Tuesday. Not only because she doesn't need to, because I have this Tuesday and next Tuesday off work, but also because I want to win the championship, and I'm 19 points behind Dan, so I need to do well. So yeah, I will be racing unfortunately for you guys on Tuesday. That is one thing to look out for. We still have 2 championships that can potentially be decided tomorrow at 7:30. We'll be back to our normal slot of 7:30 on Monday, 7:30 on Tuesday. So you've got to, of course, don't forget that, folks. We are only late tonight because of the IRL Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. And Mushroom setup. I think I need to give Smithy my setup. Maybe that will help him. As Soundswift Ninja takes back the lead on lap 6. Nothing really important. It is just a matter of saving ERS, saving your tyres, and just, working with the people around you. There's no need to fight. It is lap 6. Jenna, if you're watching this, I'm telling this to you. You don't need to fight people if they're overtaking you on lap 6. It is not important. It's not the end of the world if they overtake you on lap 6. Jenna. Thank you. That was my message to Jenna. Just wanted to get that clear if he is indeed watching. So there we go. The top 8 have scurried away from the bottom half of the grid. So the DRS train, the Red Bulls doing a very strong job. I think we've got to give a shout out to Nick and Keza. They are just sort of chilling at the moment. They don't need to worry about this. Soundswift Ninja and Immortal, they should prove themselves that they'll be the first to take advantage of it. Speaking of first, we got our first 3 seconds. Kaza, who's trying to fight a Ferrari and is apparently going off the track to do so. He is our first one to pick up a 3-second penalty. I have good money on it probably not being the last person to pick up a 3-second penalty. No, you won't, Gina. You'll not see me lap 6. If you try and fight hard over DRS swapping on lap 6, I might just put you into a wall. Because you need to stop fighting me when I'm trying to DRS swap with you. Speaking of DRS swapping, they're just about going to be happening. Immortal has been dumped by Soundswift Ninja. He is within DRS, so he'll make some of the gap back as Brabbit overtakes the other Alpines. Not a great lap for the Alpine drivers. But Soundswift Ninja trying to put a bit of the burners on to pull away from Immortal, which actually may be a very useful thing for Nick, because if Immortal is having to use more ERS to keep up with Soundswift Ninja, that potentially puts him at risk of being passed, because of course, although they have DRS on each other, the use of your battery is absolutely critical in Grand Prix. If you're out of battery at the end of the straight, you will be overtaken even if you have DRS. So this could play into the hands of Nick, but a very long way to go. The undercut is also extremely powerful around here. Obviously, I'm sure most of you are not surprised by that. The undercut will get you a lot of time, given the fact this is a very high-speed circuit, and those tyres warm up very quickly and are very useful. Will we see anyone go extremely long, like a certain driver did in the real life race today? Will they go extremely long and have a benefit of fresh tyres? We might see the soft tyres run by those that started on hards, but I would not put much money on it because they are a very, very poor race tyre, like poorer than usual, as Young Lights is the second driver to pick up a 3-second time penalty. So unfortunate for him in 9th place in the Aston Martin, but that is still a long way to go, so it may not be the end of his run. You can see the second train as Sam Swift Ninja is passed by Immortal telling Sam, no, you're not controlling the race at this point, buddy. I saw you try to scarp away last lap. You're now behind me, and I'll set the pace. Will AC Immortal try and back Sam up into the back of the Red Bulls? We will wait and see. I don't think he's going to be quite that doing level gamership. It is only lap 8 as Vessier and Knowsley are fighting. So Chapper's got past Vessier a few laps ago, and now it is the turn of the second Williams. So the Williams drivers are back on track, right behind each other, just like they were in real life. As Mutter and Kaza, as Mumford picks up a 3-second time penalty. So there we go, lap 8. We already have 3 drivers with time penalties for exceeding track limits. Jenna, I'd love to know, what do you think, how many penalties will you pick up when you're doing this race on Tuesday? Because I would like you to pick up none and finish ahead of Dan, but knowing you, you're going to pick up about 18 seconds because, you know, corner cutting. Let's see, anything particularly happening. Young Lights does have the lovely Toyota branding of flipping all over him, but he's right on the back of this pass. These guys need to work together if they want any chance of catching up to the top 8. As Mutter picks up 3 seconds, so the 3-second penalties are starting to come in. Funnily enough, a mixture of hard and medium runners, so potentially tyre wear playing into it here. Obviously, this is a track where you want to push the limits, and as the tyres go off, the limits become harder to define as Cam gets past Ekwazar. So Ekwaz has been shuffled to the back of this pack. He was doing quite well. He's overtaken by Brabbit, and now he's back down to 5th. So good job there from Cam. Unfortunate for Ekwaz. Could he be an only one to pit? Will he pull the trigger? You can now pit onto the hard tyres on lap 9, and you will make it to the end fairly comfortably. And by fairly comfortably, I mean you won't get a puncture, but your tyres will feel like absolute cheeks at the end of the race. So Jenna, this is when you should pit, and then Dan, if you're watching this, you should pit the lap after. Pit now. You should probably pit lap 9 and 10, as we now swiftly move on to the battle at the front of the field. Top 8 still all within DRS each other. This pack is not thinning out anytime soon. Keza is coming under a little bit of pressure from Rabbit. The old Rabbit. Go on, Rabbit. Keza is getting a little bit of pressure from the McLaren. We'll wait and see if the McLaren goes for a move down the start-finish straight. Speaking of moves, I am very likely to see a move here from Sam Swift Ninja past AC Immortal, because AC Immortal is pretty close, and yep, there we go, up the inside for Sam Swift Ninja. Not that difficult. Nice easy passes. Rabbit is going to get up the inside. Oh, Kessler, is he? Oh, that is close. That is tight as a yellow flag in sector 3. What has happened there? That is a Ferrari round of Mutter. Mutter has gone round. Mutter's gone round. Legend is in the pit, so Legend has decided it is enough time on those medium tyres, and he's pitting on the hards. He's clearly heard me with my wonderful genius strategy calls, which are so genius Ferrari should hire me. Clearly they can't really make that many competent ones by themselves as is. So we have our first scheduled pit stop, Legend onto the hard tyres. So he can take them to the end, and he will have a nice undercut, but the cars around him will have much fresher tyres towards the end. So that is an interesting strategy choice from the V-Car. We will wait and see if it pays off with some potential points at the end of the race. We've all sort of settled a bit into a pattern. So, a little bit of a pattern here where they can't, everyone's just sort of, you've got Sam Swift and Immortal sort of swapping positions. Rabbit looking pretty racy at the moment on the back of the Red Bull, so Rabbit looking quite nice indeed. Cam is keeping, everybody's keeping within eye's length of each other. But if you can notice, you can see here, Young Lights has closed a little bit. The gap was over 4 seconds. It is now at 3.5, so the hard runners are now starting to close back in, as that is someone going into the pit lane. That is, transport 3 seconds, and that is Keza into the pits. So he is pulling the dice. He is the top driver to pit from the top 8 group, he will get a hell of an undercut. It will, I think it will very much throw him up the order, but how much will the tyres come back to bite him at the end, and where will he filter out? He probably doesn't want to be stuck behind the Ferrari of Mutter, but I fear that might be the driver he will be stuck behind as Mutter blasts across the start-finish line. Where is the Red Bull? There it is, it's camping for 3 seconds, so Keza actually probably pretty safe there with some decent gap to the Ferrari. He won't catch the Ferrari anytime soon, so it may not risk being held up by it, but we will wait and see what will the undercut do here. The first signs of will the undercut be as powerful as I vaguely remember it being, and also feel like it will be. Riding on board just over the shoulder of Immortal, he has got the Unleashed logo all over the back of that Sauber, probably memorised by this point in the race. So the old Sauber is definitely being kept honest by the Alpine, something that we don't normally say when they're this high up in real life, but you know, good on them. At least we have equal cars. I'm sure the Alpine and Saubers of the real world wish we had equal F1 cars. It's probably going to be an easy move for Immortal into the final, into turn 1. Is anyone from this lead group going to respond to Keza? Looks like we're going to be keeping it line instead. Oh, that is a late call from Jordi Boxtel. He's into the pits. And followed by Equaz. So another 2 have responded. Sam Swift Ninja loses the lead to Immortal. They swap again. So that is all very interesting, as we have Flippy going up the inside of the Aston Martin of Young Lights. So that is all very interesting. So we have 2 more. Where is Keza going to come out in relation to these guys? Keza has pretty much caught up to the back of Mutter, but he does not have DRS. Where is Equaz? Where is Jordi Boxtel? There they are on the left. Boxtel's going to floor it out the pit lane, but it's not going to be enough, and it is Keza who has got past both of them. Will the Ferraris play a game here of who can hold up the Red Bull, because Boxtel is 1.4 off. So remember, these guys were all in DRS range of each other. They ain't anymore. Is the Ferrari of Mutter? Nope, he just pretty much lets Keza go, to be honest. I thought he might actually give a bit of a fight to try and help his teammate. That was very much not the case. So, Keza proving the undercut powerful. The response from Boxtel and Equaz has been not enough, basically. He has got them, and that means he's probably likely to take the lead of the race when the top group pits. Cam is going to get within the DRS range of Rabbit around the corner. No. Will we see Cam potentially pit if his teammate does not? Anyone going to respond in the lead group? Yes, they are all in, apart from oh, Cam's in too. Cam is putting faith in the game to give him a nice double stack. So it will be Flippy who will temporarily take the lead of the Qatar Grand Prix, but Young Lights flushes up his inside, so that lead is short-lived. But where is Keza? He's the one that initiated this probably a little earlier than some would have expected. He is rounding the final corner now. I think Mutter has given his teammate DRS as Mutter goes into the pits himself. Where is the leaders? There they are. There is the leader of Immortal, and Keza is nowhere to be seen. So Keza's undercut kind of hasn't worked, but he does have warm tyres. These guys are on cold hards, and they are quick to warm up, but they are not that quick. Can Keza make any inroads, or has his undercut not really given the fruits of labour he would have wanted? I don't think it has worked out for him as much as he would have wanted, to be honest. I think there would have probably been a hope that he would have been higher up in this DRS train. Instead, he's stuck behind the McLaren. Does he go for a dive into 6? No, he thinks better of it, and he's on older tyres, albeit not that much older, but every little percentage will come back to bite him. He will be the first to hit that dreaded 25% when the grip starts to fall off. So, Keza went for a bold move. It hasn't quite worked, I think, as well as he would have expected, especially with the fact his teammates so far up, as Mutter has spun coming out the pit lane at turn 1. No foul, no harm, and no safety car in sight. Quite unlikely to get a safety car here, given how far away the barriers tend to be from the drivers. You'll normally only get a safety car here if there is a driver-on-driver crash. It did look like Skittles going out the pits. That was quite funny. So that is the leaders through, as Hing's pits as well. And Flippy takes back the lead. These guys have got probably another 2 or 3 more laps to go before they think about pitting onto the mediums. Will any of them be cheeky and go for a set of softs? I somehow doubt it, but there's always that one person who goes against the grain. Immortal is still ahead of Santos Ninja, not by much. You can see the Sauber is right there as they got past the Aston of Vessier, so Vessier not really proving to be major thorn in the side of the leaders that he could be for Nick, Rabbit and Keza, because obviously there's got really many places to overtake here, and he is on a lot older tyres than the drivers around him. But we will wait and see how they will try and deal with this lap traffic. But yeah, not really pushing that. Oh, look at that, Nick wants to get past him. He's now out of DRS. He's lost touch to the top two. Now this lot are going to be vulnerable, and the thing is, once you get the DRS train, you start fighting people a lot more. Once you start fighting people a lot more, spoiler alert, you start losing time a lot more. Is Nick going to go for the move into Sector 3? It's brave but bold. He needs to do something about this Aston Martin now, and he is going to give the room on the outside. The Aston Martin is keeping there. Aston Martin runs wide. He's through. That's a bit of front wing coming off. Who is that coming off? Was that coming off? It was. Keza has rear-ended Rabbit. I saw a bit of the front wing fly off screen. He has rear-ended the McLaren, and he has lost an end plate. So Keza's strategy, which didn't work as much as well as he's expected, has in fact gone even further downhill as Rabbit trying to pass Vessier. Vessier looking like there's a little bit of straight line speed on him, and oh my god, they're going to get past the red ball here. It's 3 breaths temporarily, and does Vessier get past the McLaren? No, the McLaren stays behind Vessier, I should say. Sure, Jenna could find a barrier. Yeah. Yes, Keza does indeed have that front wing end plate missing, and these two are going side by side. Look at the gap to the leaders. They were all in DRS into each other. It's now 2.8 between Rabbit and Immortal. So the fight for the lead for these guys is over. The win is gone. It will be for the rest of the podium positions now. As Keza nearly rear-ended. Oh, they're all rear-ending each other. Vessier is going so much slower than the cars around him because he has that much worse tyres. So, yeesh, that is going to be a difficult pill to swallow. This does help Rabbit scamper away. Rabbit has broken the DRS as well. The hell was that? That was Keza going to Narnia. Oh, God. Oh, okay. That's going to be a safety car. Well, oh, jeez, and the Prey tyre has enlarged massively. Keza has, in his anger, taken out Vessier. Now, this helps the front lot. In they come for a free and cheap pit stop onto the medium tyres. Wow, oh, wow. So Mushroom, you think Keza's going to win? Because I don't think he's anymore. This helps the hard runners a absolute. This is going to be the hard. This is the hard runner's wet dream, to be honest. Any of the leaders going to go back onto the mediums? No, the top two stay out. Rabbit is also going to stay out. There's no real need to pit again. As the Red Bull of Nick is coming into the pits, so he wants those medium tyres. We do have a bit of a split on the strategy. As Cam gets a drive-through for speeding under the safety car. Cam, what are you doing, my son? Clearly trying to speed into the pit lane. Does Flippy come out ahead of Geordie Boxtail? He does. He does. Flippy is ahead of Boxtail. Boxtail tries to hang it around the outside. He doesn't. Yes, I guess Keza, you did it on purpose, mostly from the fact that you went wide and then beeline straight for the Aston Martin. Why has Nick gone onto soft tyres? I said there is always one. There is always one driver who goes onto the soft, does something that they shouldn't do. Why is he on softs? Can someone ask him why he's on soft tyres, please? Because this is a long way to go on soft tyres, and I can tell you now, they puncture after about 9 laps. And he's got to try and do at least 9 laps, even if we do include the safety car. So, yeah, that is a interesting strategy call from the Red Bull. But look at that, the top 4 now, top 5, top 5. We have 3 drivers on old hards. We have 2 drivers on fresh mediums, and then we sort of have a little bit of like in and out. This has helped the Williams guys a lot. Look at Knowsley and Chappers. These guys were in 16th and 17th. Now they're in 10th and 11th on fresh medium tyres. So this has worked wonders for the Williams team. Keza has actually, Keza's done the Williams team a massive favour. Maybe someone should check to make sure he's not being paid off by Chappers or Knowsley. So that has really helped the 2 Williams drivers. So wait and see. So we have all 3 compounds on display here. Nick being different. I'll say different because I don't think I can call him stupid because that's a bit harsh. But it is cheaper to go soft. But we'll wait and see. Maybe I'm terribly wrong and he wins the race by 20 seconds. But I doubt it somehow. Quick swig of Fanta to replenish my voice, because it is going hoarse, and we still have a third of the race to go. Lap 17 of 29 in what is now going to be a very exciting end to the Qatar Grand Prix in Lusail. So we have probably another lap under the safety car. I don't think it'll be at the end of lap 17, given the fact that Menace is still quite a way off the back of the field. Mutter in the fry, he's about to around that final corner now. There he is in the background. So yeah, that is going to be a fascinating end. As much as I'm talking to my missus about racing in ALR, which she's welcome to, but I can assure you, given her pace, she probably won't enjoy it that much. The beauty of a safety car. I can have some drink. No, she is not. Unless she's manipulated the race results to give me a penalty, but it's going to be BS. Monaco. F1 2021! No, I'm not over that. I think it was 4 years ago. And she knows damn well what I'm talking about, because I'm not. Menace is still a little bit wild off the back of the train. Can he catch up this lap? Of course, I think if he's within 10 seconds of Mutter, the safety car will come in, or 5. I think there is a time limit, but to be fair, he's doing a pretty good job out there as Menace can catch it out. So we might actually get going on this lap, although for some reason Babbitt side team wants to go very slowly through here. Will we see safety car in this lap? I think we will, you know. Still enough time for the safety car to be called in. Is it going to go in? The lights are off, the safety car's in, the FIA have decided that, yeah, you know, Menace is caught up now. So now the rapid wheeling begins, because they've already just been sitting behind the safety car, not worrying about it, but now you have to warm up your tyres, especially true if you're on old hard tyres. So this is going to be fun. Young Lights is in, well, he would be in prime position if he didn't have a 3-second time penalty, because you can't keep it between the white lines. Flippy is, crazy as it sounds after his start to the race, kind of in a brilliant position here to potentially win. When is Sound Swift Ninja going to go? Is he going to leave it to the last second? Is he going to go early? He's leaving it, and he's gone now, and he has not caught AC Immortal sleeping in any way, shape or form. Speaking of sleeping, Young Lights is wide awake right now on the back of the McLaren. He goes to move into turn 1. McLaren is already still harvesting. Boxtail trying to go around the outside of the Haas of Flippy. Can he get the move done? Pardon me, maybe we shouldn't have had some Fanta during the safety car period. That is not good. Flippy. Oh, Boxtail loses it a bit on traction, and that's going to give Flippy. I love saying his name. The advantage, as they're all doing pretty well. They've all kept it pretty clean. Nick on the soft tyres. I want to see them puncture, to be honest. That'd be funny. As Nick does get past Knowles-Lee, so Nick into the top 10, but that will not last long as Babbitt and Geordie Boxtail are playing positions. Babbitt down another position. So Babbitt on the back of the Ferrari, giving it a good sniff while he's at it. Young Lights up into third. He is in prime position to potentially take a podium or win the race if he didn't actually have a 3-second penalty, which he does. So that could very much ruin his race, and he could be ruining that, much like Ginneroos most of the time when he picks up a penalty, and it ruins him getting a podium and also stops him finishing ahead of Dan. Cough Singapore. Get your shit together, Ginner. As we move on to lap 19, AC Immortal is going to keep in DRS, and we still could have a reforming of that DRS train from the start when we had 8 drivers in the DRS of each other. Nick is flying on those soft tyres. They will not last, I can assure you that. DRS is enabled, but it won't be used until the end of this lap, lap 19. 10 laps to go. Who is going to win it? Who is going to take the spoils? Rabbit and Jody have changed positions, and that is, that was, I think, Nick having a look at the inside of the V-carb of Hings. Hings sees it through, and I think Hings was trying to have a go at Mumford, so it was a little bit of them all trying to work together. So yeah, we'll wait and see. Who's that going up the inside? That is Chazza trying to get past Geordie Boxtail. Chazza on the fresh medium tyres has that pace advantage. Rabbit has been dropped by the top 4, so there you go. That shows you the pace of not only the top 4, but those fresh medium tyres. Yes, it is impressive. I am just that good. As these guys are all very much on top of each other. What can Flippy do? What can Young Lights do? Can he maximise potential even with that 3-second penalty? Can Rabbit get back into DRS range here? He might have to push and use some battery that he probably doesn't want to, but I can assure you staying in the DRS of the top 4 will probably be more beneficial than not, because those medium tyres are better and will probably be at worst on par with the hard tyres by the end of the race. but Babbitt has not kept within that 3 second, that 1 second window, so he will be fighting Geordie Boxtel now for the bragging rights of 5th place, who've got Chazza and Mumford and Hings, and the still quite rapid, but not for much longer, Red Bull of Nick. And Flippy sets fast up the race. Young Lights. Oh my god, we're going to see 3 wide into turn 1. We are! Up the inside goes the Young Lights. Round the outside goes AC Immortal. A Sound Shift Ninja doesn't know what quite hit him as Mortal has to lift off a bit just to make sure him and Sound Shift Ninja, quite a one Australian there, Sound Shift Ninja don't collide. Flippy is all over his posterior. Flippy is going to memorise the look of that Alpine diffuser by the end of this race, no doubt about it. Is he going to go for a dive into 6? No, Mortal does cover him off a bit. Little flick to the left just to make sure that Flippy didn't think of it. But this is going to be a fight for the lead that could go down to the last lap. Young Lights has the 3 seconds, so he is kind of discounted from this race because he's going to get 3 seconds slapped on him. So he is discounted from it. But it is still technically a four-way fight, because you can never discount potentially running away 3 seconds, putting out that gap on the cars around you. So, yep, Carter is. Geordie Boxtel picks up a 3 seconds, so that's good for him. Not. As Carter points out, something obvious, Ginner, that don't fight people when it's not worth it, Ginner. I'm going to keep saying that because I'm fighting for a championship, and it is funny. Young Light says fast lap on the race, no surprise there. Is 18 Wolf going to get past Sam Smith? No, he's staying behind, and so is Flippy. I just love saying that name, so much fun. Oh, hello everybody. We've got Mumford up the inside of Chazza. We've got Nick also staying up the inside. That is ballsy from Nick, who hits the back of Mumford. As Chazza is still there, yeah, but no, he is good. The crossover between soft and medium is 4 laps, and guess what, guys? It's much 3 laps since the safety car came in, so I don't think that Red Bull's going to be staying ahead for much longer. But he could make it work, and I could be just sprouting a load of nonsense, which is not entirely far-fetched. At the moment, to be fair, Nick is going to benefit greatly. He could finish 6th in this race because the cars ahead of him all have a 3 second penalty. We're in step 2 now, where nothing's going to happen. He's down in deadlock. Young Lights picks up 3 seconds. We'll cut the penalties now, because I think people are now getting 6 seconds worth of penalties. Yep, Young Lights is on 6. Young Lights is on 6, so he'll probably fall out of the top 4 at this rate. Chaz is on 6. Vessier's on 9. So strong from him. Strong corner cutting game from Vessier. Chaz and Nick, this is what I'm talking about. This is where you don't normally go side by side, and that Red Bull is, Chaz picks up 9 seconds too, so well done, guys. Really strong corner cutting from you guys there. And look at this gaggle of cars. We've got 2 Williams, we've got an Alpine, we've got a Mercedes and a V-Guard. Sounds like a very bad start to a very even worse joke, to be honest. But it is not a joke, because that is the order these guys are racing in. As Boxteller gets past B-Rabbit. Boxteller does get past Rabbit. Any of these guys going to... Oh, we have a look from the inside of Hings. We've got Chappers trying to fend off Equars. And we've got Legend and Mutter switching places. I will pull up the position change before I'm asked to, because I know they're going to ask me anytime soon. Those are the position changes. Young Lights up 10, but with 6 seconds worth of penalties. We've got Geordie Boxtel up 5, Mumford up 6, Knowlesy up 9. Knowlesy is proving once again that despite qualifying terribly, he's quite good at that. A dive and a half from X Menace as Vessier picks up a 3 second time penalty, because that puts him on 12 now. So well done, Vessier. The white lines tend to note where the track begins and ends, mate, so you might want to stick between them to the best of your ability. As these guys are still jockeying for position, Equars and Menace. Up Menace to try to dive bomb into turn 6. Those are the position changes, admin. So there you go. Room bed favorable races. I mean, kind of fair. But I think your teammate's probably ruined his own race at this point with that strategy call. Because he's going to drop like a stone, I can assure you that. Those are the position changes. I'll bring them up later if so requested. Justice for Keza. I mean, you're welcome to have it, George. I'm not sure where you're going to get it from, but you can have it. I need a change of lead for the leaders. We do have a change of lead for the leaders. There's Sound Shift Ninja into the lead, and oh, Immortal thought about it. You saw that little jink to the inside as Babbitt gets past Geordie Boxtel in the battle for 5th. It isn't a battle. Boxtel has a 3 second penalty. You can tell Immortal thought about it on Young Lights. To be honest, Immortal needs to focus on Sound Shift Ninja, because he is the one that they're fighting to the win for. So he is the one that they should focus on. So welcome Camaro, welcome into the stream. Young Knights is very much keeping up with the back of that Sauber. Chappers and Menace are still fighting. I think Menace has gone for another dive bomb into turn 6, and it's quite worked out for him. Nolsey's up to P9. So once again, Nolsey in the Williams being an absolute beast. Well done to him. I'm not trying to... It's not because he's an admin I'm praising him, it's because he's done a very good job on track. Also Nolsey, don't forget I am the one praising you. Luke, so Nolsey in P9, he's 2 fair. Nolsey's in with a shout of potential top 6 finish here. If he can get past Nick, who's on soft tyres. I should not... Okay. Well, Nolsey just absolutely completely screwed it, which is not my fault. I knew he was bad. As Young Lights gets past Samson Ninja and into the lead. It is lap 24 of 29. Boxdale got past Rabbit. I feel like we're just repeating the same things at this point over and over again. Rabbit, and so we're just repeating the same lines over and over again because that is all that's happening. Hello, that was Nolsey going for a little jink to the left to get past Nick, but Nick is doing very well. You know what? He's proving me kind of wrong. He's doing very well to keep up even on those soft tyres. So still in with a shout of top 6 as Flippy picks up a 3-second penalty. So that's Flipping out of the Flipping fight for Flipping race. And Menace still on the back of JT. King's doing an amicable job in the V-Cup on course at the moment for some points. Once the 3 seconds are priced to drive around them. Flippy is pretty much guaranteed a 3rd place spot on the podium with that 3-second penalty because, well, he's not going to get past Eastern for that 3 seconds, and he's probably not going to pull out the 3 seconds of Young Lights. As, ooh, that was a bit deep from Immortal. He will not want to be doing that again. In fact, he's got the Haas of Flippy's worry about. Is there going to be a change in the lead? Young Lights is just going to travel down the straight. There goes the kick salver of Sam Swift. Immortal stays behind, does he? Yes, he does. Immortal has to be careful as Rabbit passes Geordie Boxtel. Gosh, it's almost like I'm getting deja vu. Immortal on the back of Young Lights. Fighting hard, pushing hard, trying to win. Capping off a fantastic season for him with a win. I'm sure he would very much enjoy that. Though you have your choice of people for driver of the day, you've got Rabbit, Nolsey, Med, and Sam Swift. If I had to choose, I'll probably give it to Rabbit, to be honest, because he's done a very good job. That's my choice. Obviously, you vote for whoever you want to vote for. Med has done a good job, but I do feel like he might start going backwards. Like we said after several laps, because Nolsey is all over his posterior, so I think you should ask a lot of these guys after race if they can memorise what the future of a certain car looks like, because I think at this point a lot of them probably have, which give it to their teams to sketch it. Keza driver of the day. Yes, thank you Keza, you have made this race a lot more exciting than it potentially could have been. Lap 25 is coming to an end. If Immortal wants to win this race, which he's definitely capable of doing, he's got to get a wiggle on. He needs to get past Sam Swift Ninja. In an ideal world, he can just then slot in behind Young Lights, but it is lap 26 of 29. It's going to be a change for the lead. Young Lights goes down the outside. Is Immortal going to give his rival a run for money? He is up the inside for the Alpine. Jesus Christ, that was tighter than something that's tight. Use your own imaginations, you're all adults here. As Jay Hings gets past Chazza, so Jay Hings into the top 10 of his own volition. And that will be very much rewarded if he can keep it between the white lines for the remaining 3 laps. But Sam Swift Ninja has got his only proper rival now in this race right behind him, in the form of the Alpine of AC Immortal. What can these guys do? Nobody's done a very good job, to be fair. The 3-second penalty has ruined it for me, as the King Mercedes took positions. If that was team orders or Menace doing what he likes to do best and just throwing out from inside into turn 6. I missed it, so we may never know. But Immortal has to start thinking about where he wants to be going on to lap 29, because of course the DRS will not extend to, will not be important on the actual last lap of the race. He needs to work out, does he want to get past Sam Swift Ninja? When does he want to do it? It's not going to be this lap, because he is 4 tenths off the back of the Kick Sauber, so he will not be getting past anytime soon. Sure, we'll go with that. You can say that much. lap 27 of 29. We have 3 laps to go, including this one. Is Sam Swift Ninja going to take the lead? He's a little bit far back here. No, he's electing not to. He's stayed behind at this lap again, probably trying to think a bit more further ahead, trying to work out how it could benefit him in the future, because of course if he takes the lead now, he becomes vulnerable as we head on to lap 28. And Jordy Boxtel has passed his B-Rabbit. Wow, that is not happened before in this race. Nick, I'm going to give him credit, to be honest. He has done an incredible job with those soft tyres, even if he has got mostly all over his posterior. So maybe the soft tyres are a bit more of a race tyre than I originally thought. Any moves into turn 6? No. Yes. Ings has got a very rapid Mercedes behind him. Although these guys both of them on course to score points. Oh no, he's okay. No, he's okay. No, he's okay. Menace has saved it, and Equaz gives Chaz a bit of a push off the road just for his message to stay, go away. As we now come round in from final section. So this lap 28 will be the final 2 uses of the full DRS zone, the final 2 uses of the DRS zone they're going to want to use. So who's going to play the games? Who's going to get it right? I don't think Sam's going to want to get past Young Lights here either, because it does leave him vulnerable. Is AC Immortal going to potentially exploit that? Sam Swift Ninja, he's going to go for it. He's going to take the lead. Oh my goodness, we're going 3 right into turn 1. No, we're not. Oh, that has worked out well for AC Immortal. As Young Lights has Flippy for company, that has worked out perfectly for Immortal. He is now directly behind Sam Swift Ninja, potentially to use a DRS on that final lap to take the lead. So it is currently, in my opinion, advantage AC Immortal. He just has to not mess up the last corner at the end of this lap. What can he do? Who is going to win this race? Will it be the Kick Sauber of Sam Swift Ninja? Will it be the Alpine of AC Immortal? Or will they kill each other and Flippy wins? Which, you know, you can never rule out it in this. New Zealand Cameron's my driver of the day. Yes, mine too. Never ever seen someone do so well. And as things stand, of course, Sauber will be Constructors Champions. So big up the old Sauber. I think we're on course to get all 4 Constructors Championships, which I think is quite an impressive stat. Let me pull up the ALR. Silver, how are you doing in silver, guys? Silver. Ooh, no, not in silver. Gosh, Flippy's letting us down in silver. They're not quite to the full house, but close enough. And here we go. It is a sizable gap. Sam Swift Ninja has pulled a gap. Does AC Model have enough in the tank to potentially take the lead? This will be for the lead of the race. This is where it matters most. He is quite far back. 5 tenths, 4 tenths. I don't think he has the pace. Is he going to go for it? No, he's run out of start-finish line. And Sam Swift Ninja has done incredibly well. Johnny Boxtel passes B-Rabbit. Sam Swift Ninja has done incredibly well there to pull out enough of a gap to hold off the advances of the Alpine. It is the last lap. The chances of him getting past are diminishing. He's up to have sort of dropped the medium runners temporarily. Does AC Moss have anything left in the bank? Can he throw up the inside into 6? No, he's too far back. Is there anything AC Immortal can do? Who has more battery? I can't tell on the Kick Sauber for some reason, but I can on the Alpine. It is close. It is so close. AC Immortal, he can smell the victory. He can taste it. He can see it driving down the road to his house. But can he claim it? Bit of a lock-up, bit wide there from Sam Swift Ninja. But the opportunities for Immortal are running out. He is running out of corners. He is running out of time. And it looks like it's going to be the story of the season that has continued from start to finish. Is it going to be Sam Swift Ninja? Is it going to be AC Immortal, the current reigning champion, versus one of his closest rivals? But I think, as it has been for most of the season, it is going to be one man and one man only. It has been the season of Sam Swift Ninja, and Sam Swift Ninja wins the race here in Qatar. AC Immortal comes home second, Flippy comes home third, Young Lights is going to come home in 4th position. Jordy Boxtel goes to the line 5th, but it's Brabant who takes 5th. Menace is in 6th, Jordy Boxtel 7th, Equaz 8th, Mumford 9th, and Hings does indeed get the points as Med did fall out of the points there. Knowlesy 12th, so no points for the Williams team, unfortunately. Legend 13th, Chappers 14th, Mutter 15th, Cooper 16th, Chazza. Who's going to get the fastest lap? These last 3 guys have all pitted for the soft tyres. Who's going to get the fastest lap? Chazza up the line. 22.1 is the time to beat. Does Vessia have anything left to answer with himself? No, he's backed off a lot. Is he going to try and give DRS to New Zealand Cam, who's very, very liberal with the track limits? Or is he going to try and hold up New Zealand Cam? Not entirely sure what the plan is here for the Aston Martin, but is it going to be enough for the fastest lap? No, it goes to Qatar. He gets the fastest lap, and it is Knowsley who wins out on Driver of the Day, with Med second, Savage third, and Brabbit fourth. That's why the new time Sam Swift Ninja is finishing third. My girlfriend gives a round of applause at the end there. Whew, that was a race and a half, I think, in the end. Crikey. As that is a interesting flip there from the reigning champion. I guess he can celebrate. He has something to be very happy about. So, yeah. Good job from that. That was a hell of a race goal. Good job from everyone, apart from people who got penalties. But that is gold over and done with, and it is, as always, the story of the season. Sam Swift Ninja wins, even if it wasn't by much. It is still a victory, and he will take that happily to the end of the grave. As they celebrate on the podium, I'll give you a rundown of the race results. Let's have a look. Oh, come on, guys, crikey, come on. I'd like to see the race results, please. I've got a black screen at the moment. That's not very useful. I just got a black screen. Great. Sorry, admins, can't get you the results because I just got a black screen. Because people left too quickly, and they can't build a good game either. Whew. Well, crikey, Andy was in a hurry. He has already joined the party. He really wants to talk about his race and get the race results for a split second there. Right, we'll see if anyone else wants to join us, whether that be Sam Swift Ninja and AC Immortal. Party is open, lads, unless someone has to add him. But whilst we wait, we will start with Andy, I believe. Let's go. Yeah, we'll start with Andy. We'll go in reverse podium order, even if no one else decides to join. So Andy, Flippy, I'll pretend I don't actually know you better outside the server. Third place there in your debut for what is likely to be your future home in gold. You did the alternate strategy. I think the safeguard saved your bacon a bit. How was that race from your point of view?
It was good. I wasn't really hoping for anything coming into the race. I got cut off mid dinner and I just ran upstairs for the race. So I just basically, it was my first lap of the day, and I just somehow qualified fourth. Was it fourth or third?
Fourth.
Like that. Fourth, yeah. And yeah, because safety car basically saved my ass, and the hards are pretty bad at the start, which I'm probably not going to do again tomorrow. I'll probably run medium hards. So yeah, good learning for tomorrow, and definitely happy with the podium. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, third place. You can't complain about that. Yeah, you had a pretty poor start. You went from, I think, 4th to 8th or 9th, which probably isn't. You probably wouldn't repeat that tomorrow. I think really we should talk about tomorrow because you are not quite champion, but you are pretty close to it. How do you feel about your race tomorrow and potentially sealing the silver championship?
Yeah, pretty confident after today because I was going to run hards mediums tomorrow as well, which probably won't turn out well, considering how bad it was today. So yeah, good learning from today, and yeah, very confident tomorrow that I can seal the championship.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you have quite a nice little buffer in silver. So well done, Andy. You have done a very good job today, even if it was a little bit luck. But you know, we can brush over that. But that is it. I don't think either our top two are joining us tonight. So congratulations to Sam Swift Ninja and AC Immortal for their worthy fight that has kept us going for the whole of the evening. If you enjoyed that, don't worry, folks. We're back again tomorrow, 7:30 British Summer Time for silver, where you can see Flippy potentially seal the silver championship. And then we will be back again 7:30 British Summer Time on Tuesday, where I will be racing in bronze. Potentially my title rival Dan could seal it if he outscores me on Tuesday. So tune in tomorrow and Tuesday. We might have 2 championships decided. That's all from me. Thank you for having me in. I know I'm not the usual Sean, and hopefully he'll be back next week to cap off the season. Thank you all for watching, and yes, 7:30 tomorrow, British Summer Time. Can Flippy seal the silver? We'll find out next time. Thank you all for watching.